If you can, Sabrina, introduce yourself from the front, and this is the speaker right here, so if you want to walk over to here and so that it can be heard a little easier.
Where's the camera?
Pardon me?
Where's the camera?
We're not doing the
Oh,
camera.
it's just audio.
Yeah, at the moment.
Great.
But I might work on the camera while you're doing that.
Okay, so let's just start again. Thanks, everybody. Good morning. Welcome. So glad to be here with you all at the Brampton Real Estate Board. My name is Sabrina DeMarco. I'm a broker, licensed 23 years, real estate baby from a family brokerage, 41 years, named JDM Realty in Woodbridge. And I'm here. I met Gary a couple years ago through Doris Pareno, and I saw how passionate he was about his website, which is a new website now. It was originally ICIWorld, and now it's the National Real Estate Information Listing Service. And it's really a global community of realtors that are sharing information, sharing listings, off-market information, collaborating and making money, right? As we do so well. We have a profession that's a beautiful profession where we have respect for each other, we follow a standard, and we all help each other make money. It's a treasure. And ICIWorld, or the new version of it, is something to help with what we've been doing already through the MLS. It's an additional piece of information. So I know some people have just arrived. I welcome you to sign in and to take a piece of information from the back. And I want to ask you if there's anybody who has not yet put the app on their phone, because we can go through that together. Or for the people at home, if you need to put the app on your phone, you go to the Play Store or the App Store and put in ICIWorld, and you'll see it's like a blue symbol. Looks like the world. It says ICI. Get, install, and poof, you have access. If for any reason you can't remember your password, you can't download an app, you can always go to the Mobi site. So it's www.iciworld.mobi, M-O-B-I-E, and that will also give you access. I don't know what I said.
Okay, there.
Oh my God.
Okay, you're online. Starring Sabrina.
Good day, everybody. Okay. So, can we just change the page of the slides?
I'm sorry?
I'm not sure if the camera now.
No, you can still change it. Just click it. It's not clicking? Hang on 1 second. See if I can help. There we go.
Okay. So, life has changed since the internet has become so dominant in the world. We have about 3.7 billion people on the internet. 60% are using mobile devices, as we see around the world, even more than we do here. And on this site, we have haves and wants. So we have essentially listings, things that people have, and calls for property, things that people are looking for. Buyers and the representatives are looking for as well. So combined, you can really access a wealth of information. ICIWorld came about. Gary Nuska started it in 1994. And it's a society of real estate brokers and salespeople, networking exclusive listings. They're advertising listings on their mobile devices and reaching through the computer, reaching people in 138 countries in seconds.
I'm changing?
See if you can change this. Though you can access the site, the public can access the site. You don't have to be a member to access the site. You can see what's going on, but to really benefit from it, to really work from it and make money, become a member of ICIWorld, to become a member of this community. Yes? To share information and collaborate together. So the fee for that is $319 a year, or you can do it monthly for $40 a month. Okay? And that gives you unlimited advertising. So it's not like you only can post 10 listings, or it's unlimited posts. So those are haves and wants. Those are you meet a prospect, a suspect. My dad calls them suspects, prospects, and clients. Right? The client is the one that's signed. The prospect is something really tangible. A suspect is just a seed that you're going to drip water on over time. Right? So all those people, you can take that information, put them up in your haves and wants, because here you can comply to RICO because you're not being specific about, and we'll go into it further, but you're not being specific about which property you're talking about. So it's just a vague advertisement. So you can take your suspects, prospects, and your clients and put up unlimited haves and wants on ICIWorld and reach out to our whole community and the public. Okay? Let's see. We have countless testimonials when you get onto the site or onto the app. When you go under testimonials, you'll see. And I mean, that's a lot more powerful than, it's very powerful commentary of people who have gone forward. And I think Gary might bring out further some testimonials of people who have gone through this process and how many deals they've made, how much money they've made, and how the process went for them. In addition, we recently have, as part of the community, you also get a VIP card. So Gary's going to show you now one of these cards. It essentially looks like that. And he's created a collaboration with many vendors and suppliers that we use to get discounts. So as part of the community, you also get discounts for tons of things, from car rentals to food, travel, sports, all kinds of properties. And I see that it's a Trev that's following suit. Is it Trev? I got an email the other day saying, oh, you're getting so much off of Canada's Wonderland. So I think, Gary, they took your ID and have been implementing that as well, right? Change, please. Change the page, please. So with all these things, your membership is almost free. You can save $220 off car rentals, $200 off a Lenovo laptop. If you use all these VIP bonuses, right there your membership is free, right? We have a referral program. You refer others, and you get discounts off of your own membership. But more importantly, and I'm going to speak as a realtor, that's all good and that's all fabulous, because right there, your entire membership proves to be paid on its own. But more importantly, you can make serious deals using ICIWorld, and then who cares about it? Just like it's the cost of any expensive advertising, right? But it's far less expensive than what you would put an ad in a newspaper, or if you wanted some Google ads. So expensive, right? ICIWorld gives you year-round access to a whole community with unlimited postings. So we have listings that are haves and wants. You log in as a member, and you can put up your listings for each one. You can delete them. You can modify them along the way, and those listings get shared. When you post them, they get shared with the whole community in an email. So people get emailed the brand new listings that come out. So if you say, I'm looking for, they sign up, and you will too. You say, we're commercial, I want to know what's going on in Brampton or maybe all of Ontario. And so you wind up getting these listings every morning with what has come out the night before. And likewise, when you post it, that goes up to the entire community in emails. Okay? So Gary is not just providing you a website, but he's also really amazing that he serves like a coach. He serves like, he likes to call himself your personal secretary, because he really is there. You make appointments with him, and he's really there to follow up with your process, with the site, but also interested in your business. So how the site can help your business. He recommends that you maintain at least 15 postings up on the site. Okay? And you modify them at least, let's say, every 30 days. Because after 30 days, then you can send it out again and it'll be emailed out again. Never let any listing sit longer than 90 days without addressing it.
Are these listings our listings or the site's listings?
Your own listings that you're putting up on the site. This is what we're talking about.
Okay.
Thanks for asking. If there's ever any points of clarification needed, please feel free. So you can do all this and you can manage everything on the site as a member.
Is there an easy way to generate listings?
To generate listings?
Yeah.
Like, you mean to get the clients?
Yeah, I'll be covering that.
Okay, we'll be covering that. This is the 3 questions, right? That's what you're talking about. He'll talk to that. Okay, so
Good question.
to speak with Gary and to get some help or to follow up, you make an appointment on the app. Where it says join, then it also says make an appointment. And
Log in.
Log in, yeah, and then make an appointment. You choose a time and date that's convenient for you, and you'll have a webinar from your computer with Gary to discuss. The first one is an orientation to get you all oriented and set. But then along the way, if you ever need to discuss anything, it's not like there's a just call randomly and talk to anybody. You make an appointment and you actually speak with Gary. Okay. So before your appointment, you go to ICIWorld, click on Webinar Workshops, and that's how you're going to connect computer to computer. Because of these one-on-one appointments, the value of this community is unbelievable. Because, many people are coaching, it's fabulous. Doris here is a coach, a real estate coach, and that is a fabulous opportunity to learn and to train. But working with Gary one-on-one with your specific issues almost gives you that opportunity. He has a pledge. Well, ICIWorld has a pledge. And that is that if you don't do any business from ICIWorld or generate any leads, what is it, Gary?
90 days.
In 90 days,
You give us a call.
give us a call, and we're going to fix that because something is wrong. Either something's wrong, we're not working the site properly. Your listings aren't posted up properly or something. We haven't done something that needs to be corrected to improve. Yes, Doris?
Yeah, coming in here today, just before I pulled in the driveway, somebody called me on a posting I have because I have a buyer and a builder looking for a property. Somebody called me today saying, just before when I was parking, they said, oh, I saw your posting on ICIWorld and I have some land in Aurora that might be good for your buyer. And I said, great, send me the information. Just on that 2 minutes before I called it.
It's so exciting. Yesterday I got a call too on a prospect. It's not even a listing yet, but this might help turn into a listing. So I posted it and I got a call from somebody who was a buyer in that property. Okay. And bringing that buyer from an area I would have never imagined I would have gotten a buyer for that kind of a property. So I was really excited about that. Okay, so the pledge, and then we have the orientation printout. All the printouts are in the back, so the slides that we're following along here today, as well as the orientation package and various brochures. The website, once you get there, or the app, has a resource button. Okay, ICIWorld. It has the YouTube channel, which we were doing 4 seminars daily. Okay, at different times throughout the day. They're now all on demand. And these are 4 seminars that all of you should watch right away. As soon as you have a chance in your leisure, when you're falling asleep, when you wake up, whenever it's convenient for you. But those are 4 important seminars about how to make the internet work for you and various aspects of your business. So there's lots of good resource information here to help strengthen you and to help build your business further. Who has a website? That's it? Raise your hand, who has a website? Really? Who doesn't have a website? Okay. We all have to have websites. Like at least one. This is another world now we live in. You know, 96% of all real estate decisions start with web searches. If we're not online, we're not generating the traffic. We're not bringing in the interest. We're not getting the kind of leads that we could be getting. And websites will give us that opportunity. Not just that. I'm going to speak as a, I'm not a,
Any recommendations of a user-friendly economic website, like one that is cost-efficient?
yes, we do. Actually, we're affiliated with a website company that will produce the website for you. Will you speak further
Oh, yeah.
about, Gary will speak further about that.
I'd like to thank you very much, Sabrina, for the great introduction. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I get up and there's three things that are really stressful in life. You know, sometimes it's having a wedding, moving, speaking in front of a group of people like this. Sometimes it's stressful for some people, so I give her a lot of credit. Yeah, thanks a lot.
My pleasure.
Okay. Officially, I also call this particular webinar, I call it Diamonds on the Floor of a Broker's Office. And what do I mean by that? I mean that you answer the telephone and somebody says they called you on one of your listings, but the listing that you had wasn't exactly right for them, and they start to say, thank you anyways, goodbye, I appreciate it, thank you, goodbye. What do you say before they hang up? A little louder because I'm having.
I would say there's a number of other listings in your area that similar to this listing, and I'd be happy to get together and
Very
talk
good,
with them.
very good. So before they hang up, you're going to say, listen, if I happen to find a property that you do like, would you like me to call you? Something like that, what you're saying. Is that correct? Is that what you would do?
Yes.
Okay, so then you take the name and number down and you hang up the phone and you got your pencil handy and you start looking around for a piece of paper. Is that right? Am I right or wrong? Tell me what you do. You look for a piece of paper to write it down on, and so you go here and you write down so-and-so, they're looking for this, that, and everything. Now you got it on a piece of paper. What do you do with that next? I need to hear you out loud. Over here.
Put it on your phone.
How do you put it on your phone? Where? What? As a contact. Okay, so now it goes onto your phone as a contact. Okay, now you got it on your phone. Thank you, by the way. I do a lot of leading. It's on your phone as a contact. And so maybe after a period of 2-3 weeks and you do a few open houses, you're going to have so many contacts. Is that right? They're all sitting on your phone. Then what do you do? Anybody? What? You have headaches. I can understand. It's frustrating. In other words, you got all these people, you know that they're looking for something, but what do you do with it? That's my question. Go ahead, give it a shot.
Well, I first of all try to make an appointment with this guy right away, get him into the office, even if my listing didn't.
Okay, so you're gonna call all your people and try to get them into
Okay,
the
you're not
office.
ready to come, they're not gonna buy, or maybe you're gonna reconsider, I put them in my CRM management program
Okay.
and start shooting them a newsletter or something.
Okay, so you put them in, do you get the idea? You put them into a CRM program and you try to keep in touch with them, right? But they're looking for a specific kind of property. What do you do about that? You've got 20 people looking for property. They're sitting on your phone. You are an agent. You're all agents. I know real estate salespeople according to Rico, but I'm going to say agent today. Agents, and you got them on your phone. You know about them. You know what they're looking for. Could I make a statement that that information is secret to you and you are a secret agent? Am I right or wrong? You know the information, but nobody else knows it. And yet you got some valuable information of what they are looking for. If you could only find it, you could hop in the car and go show it. You have a showing today and you make money today. If you don't have a showing, you make zero. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
Okay, let's keep this going. So when I'm saying I saw this happening 20 years ago, I was sitting in a room like this and all the brokers in the room were saying, I have a buyer for this. I have a little shopping center for sale. I have a little apartment building. I've got a duplex. And I'm writing everything down. I'm putting it all into the CRMs that everybody's got. And I'm getting a list because someday I might see a property that matches the description of what they're looking for. Are we right or wrong? They're all sitting here and you are basically a secret agent. What I want to do now is change all of that for everyone in the industry. How do we do that? What we do is we post that want on the internet. Every bit as powerful as having an MLS listing on the internet. If you could put your information on the internet, you're on the internet where there's 3.7 billion people. You have a chance to trigger a lead from your information, and you have a chance to trigger lead for your MLS listings. It's wonderful. You have the best of both worlds. Go ahead, Doris.
That's what happened to me this morning with that phone call. Is I put this posting for land a few months back, and somebody called me today.
Doris, can you come up here and speak to the microphone?
Oh.
Doris also happens to be a trainer with Floyd Wickman Real Estate and instructor. So Doris, introduce yourself and take your 1 minute that I'd like to have you say about Floyd Wickman as well.
Oh yeah, I'm a Floyd Wickman trainer. I don't know if anybody here has heard of Floyd Wickman. Probably not. Okay, have you heard of Mike Ferry?
Yes.
Mike Ferry and Floyd Wickman started the training business about 40 years ago. They started working out together, but they both have different styles, so they kind of separated, went their own way. Unfortunately, Floyd Wickman has not been in the Toronto. If you've been in the business for less than 20 years, you probably didn't have the opportunity to meet Floyd Wickman or have his training. And once I looked at his program, and I was involved with Mike Ferry as an agent, getting training from about 20 years on the, not 20, 15 years on the one-on-one coaching. And when I discovered Floyd Wickman and his training, I thought, oh my gosh, agents are missing out on this opportunity. So I brought the training back into Ontario. So I do training sessions and free workshops. So if anybody's interested, you can give me your card and I can let you know when they are. But as I was mentioning before, that I do use the ICIWorld, and I have to put more postings on there on a regular basis. But an old posting that I put a few months ago, just as I was pulling into the driveway today, and here, somebody called me on it, and it actually happened to be not an agent, but the actual person that had the land.
Isn't that wonderful? You can have a
That had
want.
the land, that I put a posting, I'm looking for land for a developer and builder, and somebody called me on it just as I was pulling in today. And they were actually the owner of the land, not another agent, because actual owners of properties go on this website. And he said, do you have a posting on ICIWorld, you're looking for land, I might have something that you might be interested in. And he says, do you have a minute? I said, well, just a minute, because I have to come into this meeting. And he said, well, I have a piece of land in Aurora, 1.5 acres to be developed. He said, I did the redeveloping for townhouses. I said, perfect. Send me the information, send me the survey, I'll send it to my buyer. And it's as easy as that. And he said, unfortunately, he said the land is listed, but I might have not, we can't keep track of all the listings, but at least I'll have a look at it. But if he didn't have it listed, he probably would have listed it with me because I had a potential buyer.
The experience in addition, and that's a great story, and I hear them every day because I'm in a unique position where we've got thousands of people dealing, and I hear these things all the time. To me, it's absolutely normal to place a want and get somebody to call you sooner or later.
Exactly.
And a lot of the deals from 10 million, is there anybody here? Most people in here, I assume, are doing, how many people do residential real estate in this room? How many people do strictly commercial real estate? How many people want to do some commercial real estate? Okay, so that's more than half as well. By the way, commercial real estate is also duplexes and triplexes, so that's investment So that would pretty well include everyone when you think about it.
Gary, I just want to mention one thing about
Sure.
you, that you have the CCIM designation. And I didn't realize how valuable that was until this week that I went to a downtown commercial seminar. And somebody was telling me about the CCIM and all the courses that you take with it. They said it's like, I said, well, I took investment real estate, so I'm familiar with it. They said, no, but the CCIM is like the investment real estate on steroids. And then
Yes.
they were explaining to me all the different things that they go through. And I thought, oh my gosh, that is so valuable. And to have access to you with that CCIM designation, to be able to calculate the value of land and properties and future value and all that kind of stuff, it's like, what a gold mine to have access to somebody like you without having to take that course. But I guess it's good to have that course too. But just to have access to Gary's knowledge, and you've been in the business for, I don't know how long, 40 years?
45, yeah.
So if you need any information or help with commercial, you're definitely the person to go to.
Very good. Doris, when's the next Floyd Wickman session?
Workshop? I'm not sure right now, but I'm going to try to get something in here within
Okay.
the next few weeks.
Okay, very good.
Thank you.
Very good. Let's move on. The Society of Real Estate Brokers and Salespeople sort of formed way back in 1994, where we saw the internet coming. We didn't know what the internet was going to include. We just knew that it was going to be something fantastic, and it's turned out to be even greater than fantastic. And I'm going to have a little article from Bill Gates here in a moment explaining some of that stuff. But we did this just so that you know what we're doing here. These sessions that we do are 2 hours long. When we do them without selling, we would not have done any of this at a regular RICO, or like a regular meeting that we used to do where RICO used to give you points. Remember we used to get points for RICO points? We were not allowed to do any of this kind of stuff before. And in that case, we were actually charging $2,000 for this session, what I'm about to cover from here on in. However, in consideration of us doing this basically for free, they allow us to do a little bit of commercial on our service, which I did at the beginning so that you can, right up front, you know what we're talking about. You know the amounts of money, a little bit what we're talking about, some of the details you don't know, but we just want to not be a mystery about what's going on here. It's a society of real estate brokers and salespeople. You have global advertising for brokers. The public cannot join the service, okay? The public can read your information. It's just like classified ads in a newspaper, but it's a global service when you advertise. And all of the people that are going to be listening to this online, because this is recorded, that means every CIPS member, every CCIM, every real estate broker in the world can actually become a member on this thing and be posting their listings, and everybody can see it literally within 3 to 10 seconds. Let's move on. One of the things I do in part of the educational session is to cover a lot of the apps that we put on phones. But today's session, we had a few extra questions and a few little diversions here. I'm placing the list on the recording. It's also included in all the handouts that we've given to you. You can go to these websites and check them out on your own time. I can tell you that first one, Evernote, I actually could not really even operate properly, competently, or professionally, because I have what is called Evernote, which can record everything that I'm doing with everyone. And so I have all a list, my to-do list, and everybody has to-do list, but I have more than to-do list. You call HP to fix your printer, and they say, do you have a ticket number? How am I supposed to remember a ticket number from a long time ago? Guess what, people? I've got it. I got all the important things, and if I have to look something up right away, it's keyword searches, bingo, it'll zero in on things that you talked about maybe 2 years ago. And Evernote is the most used, one of the most used programs on your mobile phones. I'm recommending everyone consider getting Evernote. If I want to, I can send an article. I saw an article on real estate. I can actually email it to my Evernote program. It goes right into my program. I can read it later, but I've got it for research so that if I ever want to talk about it in a setting like this, I have it already handled. Evernote is like having an extension of your brain. All the things that you can't remember, you can put them all in there, and you can actually just click on things and get them right away. That's the one I use, KeyPass, to remember over 200 passwords building this information service over the last 20 years. It's all in that program. And Dropbox, if I was to accidentally drop this computer right now on a floor, I'm not in trouble because I have Dropbox. I'm going to ask everyone a question today. If you lost your computer today, either lost it, it got broken, or the hard drive crashed, how many people are in trouble right now? Okay? All right, that's a good portion of the room. So we're recommending that one of the programs that you can get is something called Dropbox. If I was to change my PowerPoint presentation by one word, within 10 seconds, it's updated in Dropbox. Everything on my computer is on Dropbox right now. So if I drop my computer, I could borrow your laptop right now, and if you allowed me, I could log into Dropbox and I could bring up the same presentation, just like that. Everything is backed up. You do not back up the programs. You back up your information. If you ever want to talk about that, just go to Dropbox.com and you can learn about that. These are all wonderful tools that are out there on the internet. And when you start to check them out, everyone's going to become interesting for you. Real estate apps, you should have Realtor. Everybody got Realtor.ca on their phones here in Canada? You must have it. You can be in your car, press a button, and see what the price of that home is right across the street with your apps. It's fantastic. Anybody that asks you a price of something, just pull up the phone, bingo, you got it. And so those are some of the other apps that you see there on the phone. And the ICIWorld app is free as well for you as well. The top commercial apps, I present this here because there's a lot of commercial real estate people are interested in commercial real estate. You can see some of the other apps that brokers are using. And it's true, the CCIM courses. I'm going to briefly touch on that just a little bit more in a moment. And did I get the little clicker from you? Oh, yes, I did. Thank you. We have other instructors that have agreed that they are volunteering to go ahead and do these kinds of seminars throughout the province, throughout Canada, and also in Florida. And if there's anyone listening in now and you feel like you're an instructor and you enjoy doing it, like every single one of these people enjoys helping real estate people and brokers like yourselves to help you make money in real estate and provide a good living for the family. Those are some of the people. They're all capable, competent people, and they just love helping people. So I'm just feel very privileged to be able to have people like this kind of helping. People like Judy Kazimer. Judy herself, she started on the service a few years ago, several years ago, and she sold a couple of small little buildings in the first year. But what happened was she got a buyer calling on one of her commercial buildings who was really looking for properties from $20 million to $100 million. It's just a phone call that you could have got on a commercial building someplace, and she got a call. She placed that as a want on the service, exactly what you were talking about, Doris, in the beginning, and what you were talking about, Serena. And most things over $10 million are starting from, a lot of them are starting from a want on this service. Well, it turned out a mortgage broker ended up calling her, and he had an office building in Toronto for $75 million. Guess what? She ended up selling it. There's a nice story that goes with that, but she ended up selling it, and she made some good money selling that $75 million office building, and she is a salesperson just like yourselves, okay? Just a few extra zeros on the way. And then she ended up getting her CCIM designation as well. Connie Allen, she's actually has a license in Ontario and in Florida, and she helps a lot of people back and forth. He specializes in businesses. He's also a CIPS. I'm a CIPS as well. We invite you to investigate these designations. If you want to write them down at ccim.com, you would go to the main website, ccim.com. I'm going to give you the local chapter is ccimcanada.com. ccimcanada.com is the local chapter website. And there's upcoming courses all the time, and you can take them. And people, every single person in residential real estate, I'm recommending that you take CI 101 for two main reasons. One is to help other people, and the other one is to help yourself.
CI 101.
CI 101. That's one of the first courses you should end up taking, CI 101. Look for that course when it is, and you can do it any place in North America. It's the same course in Canada as it is in the United States or China and Shanghai, wherever you're going to be. And what's really good about it, it helps you analyze the before and after-tax consequences of investing in any income-producing real estate. And one of the things we do is help other people, and sometimes we don't help ourselves. We should be the ones buying more real estate too for investment purposes, but we're so busy helping other people all the time. This helps you analyze real estate and everything that goes into it. If you hold it for 5 years, and this is what happens, even if you have problems, and then if you sell it someday, you can project that. And then it either turns out being better than that or a little less than that, but you can provide security in your investment by analyzing it properly. And someday people won't want to buy another piece of real estate unless they have your input, because they know that you know how to analyze these things really good. The courses, you're going to have to go online and check them out because I don't know, but between 1,000 and 1,500 depending on whether you're a member. Doris and Sabrina have just been wonderful. These two, they've got a big heart to really kind of help every single one of you, so you can get a lot of knowledge and assistance from them to kind of help you. There's a little bit of information on myself. I've always enjoyed helping real estate salespeople make money, and I'd like you to consider me as a personal marketing and information assistant. And I just enjoy hearing the stories of all the deals that are going on. If you ever want to see the deals, you just pull up the app. Now, does anybody not have the app on their phone right now? Anyone? Does everyone have the app? Can you all go there for 1 second? Just go to the app and pull it up and click on the word more, please. And the third line down says testimonials. Can everybody click on that? If everyone can do it. Go to the app, click on more.
Yes.
And start to read them. Go down to the pictures and start to read all the deals that are going down. Now, what is special about all of these people that are doing deals here, in fact, I'll do it online for some of the people that are online. And the reason I'm showing you this, to show you that no one is wasting their time when they do this kind of stuff, when you really, really make it work. Because what's happening is these brokers are the leaders. We are all on the cutting edge of technology. Right today, we are on the cutting edge. All of these deals were done with information, not just listings on a real estate board. As of today, you have the choice to not be restricted to just a real estate board. However, the real estate boards are the backbone of our business and always will be, always. But there's a lot of information that can't go on real estate boards, and we're going to show you today how you can be working that information in the marketplace. The LinkedIn and the Facebook and the Twitters and all that social media, that's really important because people say, you know, I have a website. Is there anybody here, or how many people have a website right now? Do you all feel like you would like more traffic to your website? Everyone? Pretty well? Everybody wants more traffic. So we have a program that runs every single day. You can get it online. You go to ICIWorld.com, you click on events, upcoming events, and you click on how to promote your website. It's a free program for real estate people, how to promote your website. It's online every single day. It's on demand. And that is really where you should be spending more time. Because if you can get one more person going to your website, and if they call you on a listing that you can go show tonight at 7 o'clock, you have a chance to make some money. So yes, and part of the social media can help you do that by promoting your website sometimes in between all your social media posts. And then when people go there, sometimes your own family members or relatives don't even know that you're connected in with all this kind of real estate, but they'll see it maybe through your social media. So that can help to promote your website. Let's move on. The reason we're here today and what we're really lucky, we are so lucky, all of us in this room, because we have picked a profession where the highest return on investment of any industry on the internet, it's for real estate. The problem is, how do you make it work? That's the issue. How do you get it to work for you? And that's what we've been studying for the last 25 years on the, well, I don't know, since 1994 is when we first got on the internet as the first real estate company. And then, so we've gone through the school of hard knocks where we would go for a whole year. And then for the whole year, we were making one mistake. We didn't know it. We just didn't know it. So we had to have all this experience to get where we are today to help solve a lot of these issues. Today, there's about $11 trillion of buyer contacts. It's the largest collection in Canada of buyers for real estate that I personally know of that's published on the internet. And the beautiful thing about this is you can take all of your wants in this room and you can put them on here so that people can read them. And that's our message. We're on the front page of all these magazines, Commercial Investor and Business Exchange and Commercial Exchange. We're right on the front page. That's for you. Because if somebody sees one of the website addresses, they go there to search for real estate. You're the ones with the real estate. And they end up calling you up, you end up going on a showing, and you go make $20,000. It actually is simple when it works. Getting to that level, that's what we got to get you to. And you do that by working some information. All those testimonials that are on there, they were not done on a real estate board. They were done with information in the marketplace. And you just have to learn how to work some information, which I have 3 simple questions coming up shortly that's going to show you exactly how to do it. When they come up, I suggest you stand up, you go to the front of the room, and you take a picture of it with your camera, because you can use those 3 questions later on today to start getting information that you can work in the marketplace. 1 lead, yes, can make you a lot of money, no question about it, and you can make money from all around the world. If you know about something else for sale in another country, you can end up taking that information, putting it on here, getting a lead, and then the person that gave you that information in the other country, you could have them end up showing the property, and you can make an arrangement with them for a referral fee. So, question, go ahead.
How do you prospect for commercial?
Well, prospecting for commercial is going to be almost the same as for residential. I'm going to cover both. I'm going to cover it. Okay, the deals that are being done, literally all the companies in the industry have members that are on this service. And it's just at the very, as far as I'm concerned, it's at the infant stage. But it's tried, proven, tested. It's been, hasn't been making us a lot of money. We've been taking out approximately $50,000 a year, that's it. The rest is all being poured back into this service to continue to build it for the world. And we're excited to go forward because there are beautiful people, real estate people and brokers at all these services that just love helping every single one. And you've got a lot of help in the industry to help you go forward. Here's a key figure that I want to let everyone know. This study was done by the National Association of Realtors. By the way, they are the ones that confer the Certified International Property Specialist designation. CIPS. They're the ones that confer the CCIM. They are the ones that license the term realtor to the Canadian Real Estate Association so that you can use the term realtor. That's where it comes from. It comes from the National Association of Realtors, the term realtor. Now, 9% of agents, and this was a study done of how many FSBOs were able to sell themselves, and basically 9% sold without an agent. What does that mean? 91% sold with agents like yourselves. So every FSBO that you've ever talked to, the people that are in Kijiji trying to sell themselves, in the Toronto Star classified ads, trying to sell a property themselves, a for sale sign on the front for sale by owner, all of those are getting sold by licensed real estate brokers and salespeople. Now, some of you have probably been butting your head up against the wall. How the heck do I get them to talk to me? Because as soon as I go to knock on the door, they don't even want to talk to me sometimes. There's a reason for that. We're going to cover that and show you how nicely you can work with them on a really professional basis. And you can be successful because the majority of them end up selling. So even though it says FSBOs and companies are saying we have FSBO listings, we're selling, it's really the brokers that are selling them all. Now, we have about 30,000 haves and wants. We do not delete the listings for 5 years. Neither does real estate board. They've got expired listings. They've got sold listings. So do we. We got the same thing here. We simply say to you, but we give you the choice to choose how far back you wish to search. So when you pull up the app, there's a little button here right at the very beginning when you do your search, and you click on it, and that's like 1 second to pull that up, 1 second to click on residential there. And then when the form comes up, there's a form that says, how far back do you want to search? The default is 3 months. That's why we're saying you must now keep your listings less than 3 months old on ICIWorld, or they're not going to be displayed. But if you want to search back further, you can. It's important in commercial real estate because a building that was on here 2 years ago, that building is still there. It hasn't gone anyplace. The people that are still connected to it, as long as they haven't died or passed away, they're still around. They have the connection for the owners of that kind of building. And if you're looking for that kind of building, you could call them up. And the only thing that changed was the circumstances. Is it possible the circumstances for that building 2, 3, 4 years ago, they want to sell it again? Is that possible? Yeah. So in other words, the older listings can still be valuable. If you called that real estate fellow up from a few years ago and you found out that it was sold, can it benefit you to find out how much it sold for? Is that a good piece of information to know? So in other words, the phone call is still valuable even though it's an older piece of information. Anybody that does prospecting that goes further than just trying to take an order, prospecting is maybe where we're heading for the next little while. You got to do a little bit more prospecting, and it's just a little bit more. Ask the right questions. Do you think they might be interested in selling again? You never know. If it got sold, you find out how much. And if you have a good relationship, which it still boils down to relationships in this business, is it possible that 2 weeks from now, he might find a piece of property that matches right what you're looking for? So every phone call that you make, you can be planting a seed. And so that's why we call it the market. It's like a farmer planting seeds. If you can plant your seeds and plant seeds and plant seeds, let people know what you're looking for, sooner or later, how long was yours? 2 months, did you say, Doris?
Yeah.
2 months ago, she planted the seed. How much could you make on that if you had both ends?
At least $45,000.
$45,000. Okay, so there's money to be made planting seeds. That's why we call it the market. Okay. Yes, we have 75% exclusive listings. All brokers advertise their listings, and we're going to show you how to work exclusive listings here in a moment for commercial and residential. I'm excited about residential because we did commercial for 20 years, but the last 4 we've been working on residential, and it's exciting because there's properties coming for sale. There's condos that are pre-construction that are not on real estate boards. There's properties coming for sale that are not on real estate boards. There's people that are saying, in fact, let me ask everyone in this room a question. Has anyone in the last little while said to you, I don't want to give you a listing, but I will pay you a commission if you bring in a buyer?
Yeah.
How many people in this room? You're a worker. Who else? Anybody else? Has anybody else gone after? Okay, you're getting, that's a common question, isn't it? Or a common statement from somebody, I don't want to give you a listing. Now, if you're not getting that, maybe you can ask a few more questions. Go ahead.
Did you have a question?
Oh, I thought maybe you have it.
No. What do you mean? I asked somebody and they said, nobody can bring a buyer? I hear that all the time.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to show you how to handle that situation right here in the next few minutes. This goes for all FSBOs, wherever you see them. How many people go on Kijiji? Do you ever ask them for a listing from time to time? What do they say? Tell me what they say.
They don't want to use it.
They don't want to use a realtor. What do they say? They don't even answer when they hear you're a realtor. Anybody else?
I just try to scare the crap out of them when they say that about security measures and
Security, okay.
and all that stuff.
Do you want to know something? There was one broker, this is 40 years ago, he worked the farms. And when he sat down in a listing presentation, he would listen to the farmer talk for an hour. And at the end, he's going on a listing presentation. At the end of it, he said, you know, you should sign this listing because would you want, now I know there's a lot of good motorcycle gangs out there, but there might be some other. Would you like, you know, some motorcycle gang people coming through your home when you're out in the field and your wife's at home with the baby? They signed the listing. He got a listing. He was at almost 100% listing ratio. Just that reminded me of what you were just saying. You know, the beautiful thing about our industry is we protect the public. That is one of the most important reasons that the public should use us, because there's 40 different things that can go wrong, actually more than that, in any trade or transaction, and we are all protecting the public, and that's they should be using. And that's why I feel good, because all the members that are on their service on ICIWorld, they're all there to protect the public and help them create wealth through real estate. So we do have two databases on the service. We have a member database. When you belong, you post your information, the public can read it, they call you, you go show the property, and you make $20,000. We have another database where the public can post information free, but the only people that can read the contact information are the members. You got it? So there's two databases there. Next, we do commercial and residential. Residential is really interesting right now because, in my opinion, there's more exclusive information coming available every day in residential real estate as people try to sell properties themselves privately, and they have intentions to want to do things. You can actually be posting those kinds of opportunities. The power of what's going on here, there's a monthly readership. You'll see there, 40,000 a month. The public can call you directly. And every single ad that you put on here gets emailed out to the industry, and there's 20,000 approximately subscribers that receive these listings every single day from the public. Secondly, you can agree or not agree to allow your listings to be on other brokers' websites. If you agree, your information is automatically, instantly, and I'm going to show you how it's done, they can be posted on your website. You can actually have all of this information here can all be on your website like classified ads. That's number one. It gets better. The listings are structured in a way that the people cannot click on the message numbers. If they can't click on the message numbers, who do they have to call? I'll repeat. If the listings from ICIWorld are on your website, and somebody sees a listing for a condo, downtown Toronto, $750,000, or a building, any kind of a building, any place, if they can't click on the message number, who do they have to call?
Me.
Me, high five. Who do they have to call?
Bring it.
Right. That's right. Isn't that fantastic?
It's fantastic. I love it.
That's triggering leads. So we'll talk about that. You've got a website now.
Is that what your company hosting my website?
Nope. These are widgets. These are called widgets. Watch this. Here it is right here. And I wonder if I can even, Sabrina, you want to try to shoot? Oh, actually, I don't know if we can do that. I wouldn't mind trying to shoot that film right there for the people that are at home. Let me just see if I can do it. You see where it says widgets there? The widgets go on every single person's website. Let's try it here. Okay. No, you can't move it because I got to watch. Oh yeah, maybe we can move it just a little bit. Let's try it. Okay. Does it show up? Hang on 1 second. Let's try to share my webcam for the people at home. Okay, camera on. Okay, hang on. Let's see if is it showing up in the camera here. Let's show it there. Okay, is that showing it up okay?
Yeah.
These are called widgets. This is what's triggering leads, just like spark plugs for a car. If you have a car, your car's not going to go. You have to, let me stand beside it over here. Your car's not going to go if you don't have a spark plug. But if you put these spark plugs on your website, it's just like starting up the car. It's beautiful. people see one of the listings that are on your website, they have to call you for more information. It gets even better than that. If they call you on a listing in your market area, you can call the other broker, make an appointment, go show the property, and make $15,000 from triggering a lead from one of these listings on your website. If you don't have it, there's no leads coming. If you have it, the next person that goes to your website, they have to call you on a listing. And because the listings are worldwide, you could get a call from a property in London. We're in Brampton today. We've got people that are in Florida. I went to Florida because I'm getting those brokers in Florida to put those listings on ICIWorld. And those listings on ICIWorld can be on your website. So somebody could see a property in Florida on your website. Would you all in this room like that?
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to get everybody to let me know how enthusiastic you are about that, to broadcast this to the world, because other brokers are excited about it too. May I do that? Okay, just 1 second. I'm going to turn the camera around to the room here. Okay, now we can't, okay, they can't see your faces here because it's all black, but can everybody put up their hand? How many people would like to have Florida listings on Canadian brokers' websites all around the world? Can everybody see that? Make noise, make noise, make noise. Okay? All right, so this is the beginning, people, of the networking, which I'm going to liken back into the 1800s. Believe it or not, let me just shut that off because I'm all out of kilter here. Just 1 second, I'm going to stop that camera. Does anybody know when MLS first started? Take a guess, I don't care what year you say.
1934.
34. Anybody else? 1985. Anybody else? Just take a guess. It's nobody.
76.
What?
At least the 70s.
The 70s? Okay, anybody else? When did MLS start?
74.
Okay, anybody else over here? Take a guess. Doesn't matter if you're wrong.
The 70s, 60s.
Pardon me?
70s.
In the 70s. Would you believe the 1800s? The late 1800s. The late 1800s, brokers got together and they said, if you allow me to sell your listing, I will allow you to sell my listing. That was the beginning of MLS back in the 1800s. In a sense, we're doing something we are doing something actually very similar, the same thing, in terms of sharing information. And we're talking information, we're not talking listings. This is not a real estate board service. This is a classified ad service where you can network opportunities and advertise listings. Little big difference. And when you network information, you do not put addresses in your listings. I'm going to cover that here in a moment. Okay, hang on, let's move on. We also have over 18,000 pages on the internet that links to listings. So when you put a listing on here, it instantly appears on 18,000 pages throughout the world instantly. That's been built up over the last 20 years. We have 80 domain names. We have other websites being built, one a year for the next 10 to 15 years. Every year we're building another major website, and you're going to see our National Real Estate Information Service and other major world websites, and ICIWorld.us for the United States, ICIWorld.ca for Canada. All these websites are all powered by ICIWorld. They're all powered by ICIWorld. So when you are a member of ICIWorld, you are a member basically of all of these other services that you see out there in the world today. And in terms of advertising, I'm just giving you an idea. At the Mississauga Real Estate Board, we're doing things with them. And also Brampton, you can see Brampton Real Estate Board kind enough to have us come in and talk about this to serve realtors. And at the Toronto Real Estate Board show, it's actually one of the busiest booths at the show, ICIWorld, because we make a statement that you could have a $30,000 website and it's not as powerful as the one from ICIWorld for $16.50 per month hosting. I'll show you a few examples of that in a moment. Websites from ICIWorld are basically free for 1 month. After 1 month, they are, can you shoot this too? Sabrina, do you want to try to do that on the camera? I'll turn the camera on so that people at home can see what we're talking about, because everybody in the room can see it, but everybody at home cannot see that. Oh, careful. Hang on, try that. Okay, that's okay.
Hi.
All right, here you are. Here's a sample website. But we support all website companies in the world. So if you have a website, yeah, keep coming around. You got it, I think, right? We support all website companies in the world with the widgets that can go on your website. You don't have to get one of these websites. But if you're looking for one and a good economical solution that's very powerful. And why do I call it more powerful than a $30,000 website? The reason is because of the 3 major world networks. Yes, you can search the Toronto Real Estate Board listings. We install the IDX link. Would you like people to search the Toronto Real Estate Board listings from your website? You can do it with these websites, as you can do it from your website. The other thing is that you can also search the listings from this particular network. And this network that we have here also has a lot of exclusive listings that are not on the Toronto Real Estate Board. So it's good to have that. And then you can have the listings from ICIWorld on your website, which all of you can have on your own websites. You don't have to get one of these. But we still recommend it. We support all websites in the world because websites are like billboards. And if you have more than one billboard and they're all making you money, then why not? And if they're stocked with listings in a way that triggers leads from you, it's about to generate leads from you, and you can make money from that. Let's move on. Okay, there's the front page advertising that we do on major publications, and all of these publications, they tell me as a broker that there's a 300,000 readership for all of these to trigger leads for your information. Now we're getting into the valuable part of how to work exclusive information. This is the heart and soul of this particular seminar, Mastering the Powers of the Internet and How to Work Exclusive Information. I'm going to suggest that you get your cameras ready and you go ahead and how to work exclusive information. The benefit is it's opportunities. It's not just listings. Opportunities trigger leads just like listings do. No control has been a problem. If you have something that's not listed, how do you tell somebody else about it without them going behind your back? And I'm going to show you how that's done in a moment. Actually, it's the next screen. That's the one that you can shoot. You put in agreements in place first before showing or divulging the address. That's the key. You put an agreement in place first. You can do this for commercial and residential real estate. And as far as an internet service is concerned, compared to newspapers, there's just no comparison. It's so costly to do this in a newspaper, and it's so cheap to do it through the internet. So we've been doing this, and we actually have a way now that you can actually, once you join, the service becomes free. I'll explain that in a moment. It started out of a book in 1999 that Bill Gates wrote that just reinforced everything we were doing up till that point, called Business at the Speed of Thought. And I'd like to turn the camera on this one right now on myself and just explain this best. I don't know if I can do that right here. Let me try it this way. Can you do that? Right now, Business at the Speed of Thought. Okay, you're able to see me? I'm going to stand up and do it. I don't know if you can do it. Will it? No, watch what you're pulling. Okay? Maybe if I just stand right here. I'll just back up a little bit. Okay? All right, just shoot it up over my head a little bit. I have a reason for that. Higher above my head so you can see my hand. Okay, thank you. Right about there. Okay, that's good. When Bill Gates wrote this book, it was called Business at the Speed of Thought. If you can take something out of your brain, a thought, if you can take that thought out of your brain and put that thought on the internet someplace, and somebody can see that, they can relate to you. before you ever get a listing, it is a thought in your head. If you have a listing that's coming for sale, that's not a listing. It's an opportunity to go get a listing. It's a thought. So if you can take that thought, coming for sale, and if you can put that coming for sale and you can put that on the internet, somebody can see it. So if somebody's interested in a $1.2 million home, double car garage, ground level family room in your area, and they see that you've got one coming for sale, they can pick up the phone and they can call you. And they say, I noticed you have a property that's coming for sale. What do you think is the first question they're going to ask you?
How much?
How much it is? It's the price is there, 1.2 million.
Where is it?
Where is it? Do you give them the address? Very good. And I'm going to show you why in a moment that you must not and should not give an address, because according to RICO, you must have the consent of the owner in writing before you ever give an address of a property for sale. I'm going to repeat that. I'm going to repeat it again to make sure everyone knows this. You must have the consent of the owner in writing if you are going to give an address of a property for sale or identify a property that's for sale. The nice thing about MLS, every owner has given consent. There's no problem with that. But if you have a property coming for sale, you must not give them the address. We recommend that you make a statement that in this particular case, we have to put an agreement in place first. But if you like, I'll try to set it up. Once I get the listing signed, I will give you a call and I will invite you to the very first open house so you can be one of the first people to see it. Do you understand? Any questions on that so far? I'm going to go over it again to make sure you know it. Because now you can have 15 opportunities working for you on the internet. All those FSBOs that are in the marketplace, you can now post them on a service like ICIWorld as long as you don't put the address. So right now, is there anybody in this room that has more than 5 listings? Anyone? How about 4? 3? 2? 1? A lot of people don't have any listings. However, with information, you can have 15 pieces of information working for you today once you know how to do it, which I'm going to show you on the next couple of slides. Let's stop that and continue on. Oopsie daisy. There's the information on Bill Gates, Business at the Speed of Thought. A beautiful book, and I've actually just popped out of my PowerPoint. There we go. Let's continue on. And here's what Bill Gates had to say about the internet, and he was talking to Warren Buffett. We actually had Warren Buffett speaking at our CCIM International Conference in Toronto here last year. The cost to publish your information, getting your message in front of someone and talking with people around the world is so close to zero, it actually doesn't make any difference when you think about it. And ICIWorld is, you'll notice we say information listing service, and the I and the L and the S are in red printing. Information listing service. It's different from a real estate board. You advertise listings and exclusive opportunities, but you must manage your information in the right way. You can do this for FSBOs, open listings, exclusive listings, builders that want to sell a home. They have a piece of land and say, bring me in a buyer, I'll build them a home. You can advertise that opportunity. Right now, it's a secret to a lot of people. Doris.
Right now in today's market, for sale by owners are not being able to sell their house on their own too easy. I specialize in for sale by owners, and a lot of them are very open to speaking to agents. And if you have, a site like this, it's an entryway to get in, build a relationship, and then take the listing the next couple of weeks. I actually have an appointment this evening with a for sale by owner. And actually, that's an expired, because there's a lot of expireds on the MLS right now that have checkmark yes, contact after the expired listing, and those are very easy to call. Actually, this is expired, that was concrete, that was a physical.
Okay, so someone at the back of the room, Doris actually, is bringing up the fact that right now in the marketplace, there's a lot of for sale by owners that are having trouble selling the properties privately, and they're very open-minded to dealing with more real estate people. Is that what you're basically
Yep.
saying? Okay, very good. Has anyone ever said to you, I want to sell my property, but I do not want to give you a listing at this time? How many people have had somebody say that to them? Okay, you're all in real estate. It's just, everybody gets it. But if you bring me a buyer, I will pay you a commission. There it is, people. I would take your camera and take your picture of this. If you want to go up there and take it, I'm going to show you how this works. You ask the person, every FISBO, every person that's got a property. You can ask a restaurant owner. You just finish having dinner and say, listen, if I brought you the price that you wanted for this restaurant, would you sell it? A lot of them will say yes. Bring me in 400,000, here's the keys. You ask them, well, will you pay me a commission if I bring you a buyer? You get a yes. Anybody in this room have a problem with that question?
Right.
No.
Okay, very good. Everybody says no problem. The second question is, will you give me a 48-hour exclusive listing to show the property once I have a buyer? Does anybody have a problem with that question? Now,
Seller might.
it could be 96 hours, it could be 1 week. Sometimes a person has like a motel for sale, they want 30 days or 21 days or something. We had one up in Sudbury. He said, Gary, I had a 2-hour listing, from 12 to 2 o'clock. If I showed it in that 2-hour period, he agrees to pay me a commission. Guess what? He showed it and he sold it. He's a member on our service. 2-hour listing. A lot of properties. Anybody ever been to Lake Tahoe? Lake Tahoe, you can go in the mountains, skiing in one day, go down to the bottom and go swimming in the water. It's beautiful. A lot of movie stars are living in that area. A lot of properties are sold this way, exclusively. A lot of people don't want their beautiful home and all their beautiful furnishings inside their home, their Van Gogh paintings and Picassos and everything, for everybody in the world to see. That was private for them. They don't want people to see all the valuable possessions that they own. But if you have a buyer, they don't mind sharing that. So that's exclusive. Now, somebody calls you and they say, what's the address? You make a statement. And I'm going to show you the statement in a moment. But there's a third question that you have to ask them. May I advertise your property? I'm going to do it without disclosing the address. Now, if you have I always come back, because I've been a commercial guy for many years. It works for residential, it works for commercial. In the case of a restaurant, do you think that restaurant owner wants his restaurant advertised for sale to the public? No. Everyone's answering no in the room is correct, because it could be bad for business. The employees might start leaving. People think there's something wrong in the kitchen. Something's wrong. So they don't want it done that way. They want it done exclusively. So we have about 200 buyers and sellers of restaurants on ICIWorld, but you don't know which one it is. It's the opportunity that you're advertising. It's not the property for sale. It's the opportunity, a big difference. Now, we've had some people that were members on our service that didn't make any money. And we have a pledge every 90 days. You should be triggering leads. You should be either doing a deal or triggering leads every 90 days. And if not, you give me a call. So I had one gentleman, real estate person, give me a call. And I'm not going to say his name at the moment. But he said, Gary, it's not working for me. I'm not making any money doing it. I says, are you asking the 3 questions to anybody? He says, yeah. And I asked him, what's the first question? He says, well, I was asking them, will they pay me a commission and will they give me a listing? Is that the first question? How many people say yes? How many people say no? You're right. The answer is no. The first question is, Not will you give me a commission, I want to list your property now. It's will you pay me a commission if I bring you a buyer? What a big difference. This is from experience of being in real estate 45 years through the school of hard knocks. We've all been through the school of hard knocks. If you're a realtor still in the business, you're going through the school of hard knocks. You learn from experience. The second question, he was asking them for a 48-hour exclusive listing. What's the person going to say? No is correct. That's why that was the 1-year problem that we never knew. For 1 year, I couldn't figure out why they weren't getting this information, why they were getting turned down. So now we have it in red printing. Every question is in 2 colors, black and red. If you miss any one of the printing that's there and don't ask it exactly as there, you can get a no answer. And you just wasted your time. You wasted your time even coming here. If you learn it this way, people are going to say yes, yes, yes. And the last question, you know what they're going to say? You're going to advertise my property and I don't have to give you a listing? Oh, knock yourself out. They love it. Why do they love it? Because they have a problem. The problem is they want to get out of where they are. They want to move. And they're stuck. They're waiting for people coming through all days of the hour. They got to make room and be convenient and answer phone calls and do it. They want out. So if you tell them, may I advertise your property? I'm going to do it without the address. They're happy to say yes, yes, yes. So now you take that information and you put it on ICIWorld. Go ahead, question.
We bring them the buyer first and then negotiate the commission?
No,
Or
no.
do we-
I would do it up front. I would have everything negotiated before you ever show a property. Okay? And most of them are going to say right away, they already have in mind what they want to pay you. And it's going to be up to you to talk to them about that. Let's move on. Now, so somebody's on the phone and they say, if you don't mind, I'd like to know the address. Here's what you can say. If you want, oh, pardon me. This is the reason we do it this way, because of RICO. We are all licensed under the Real Estate Council of Ontario in Ontario, and other in the United States and the rest of Canada, they have similar provisions. A registrant shall not include anything in an advertisement that could reasonably be used to identify specific real estate unless the owner of real estate has consented in writing. You're really actually not allowed to give a property available for sale an opportunity to someone when you think about it. When somebody calls you, this is what you can say. In this particular case, we have to put an agreement in place first. But if it's okay with you, I'll try to set it up for Saturday, come to my office, I'll make arrangements for you to see it. And what do you do on the Friday before that appointment?
Get an exclusive listing for X number of hours.
You get the exclusive listing, 48 hours. That sound hard to do? Question?
So the call I got yesterday, I mentioned it to my dad, and he was suggesting, okay, when you arrange the listing to show the property,
Yep.
that's not yet listed, make it for 2 weeks, because in case there's a condition.
Make it for a little longer than 2 weeks, is what you're saying? Sure. Make it for whatever you can.
You put holdover on it anyways.
There's a holdover clause. Good point.
So that should be good.
So how long is the holdover with a treble listing? 90 days?
Yeah.
So you show it, the listing expires, you're still covered for 90 days. Okay, very good. Here's another one. In this room, I want to ask everyone a question. How many people in this room have a property that you think you'll be getting a listing on within the next 6 months? Anything at all? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Almost everyone in the room is getting a listing. Guess what? That's a piece of information. That piece of information is the diamonds on the floor in a broker's office. Because if you sell that, you can go out and buy a diamond from a piece of information. Information, people, is the gold that is on the internet. So if you can find a way to competently, professionally, properly, in compliance with licensing provisions and bodies, we've been doing it on ICIWorld now for over 20 years. Not one problem. Not one problem. As long as you don't give an address. Somebody calls you up on the phone, I'd like to know the address, I'd like to drive by with my family. Would you give them the address? That's the thing you have to learn. You know, we got hundreds of things legal. Every single one. If you make a wrong legal move in this business, boy, you're going to get slapped for it. This is one of them. Just one. Don't give an address if you don't have it listed. Question?
What about the picture without the address on? I didn't find.
Let's talk about a picture. I got a $10 million office building. The owner said, bring me in a buyer, I'll pay you a commission, but I don't want to give you a listing. I put this $10 million picture on the internet. Can anybody figure out which building it is if I have the picture? Yeah, that's the problem. So people say, why don't you have pictures on ICIWorld? That's the reason why. Just because you have a picture doesn't make it right to put it on the internet. Does everyone understand and agree? Okay, interesting. Now, once you've had put your agreement in place, show the property, send the picture. But not ahead of time. People can figure, even a home in an area. People say, oh, I know which home that is. You put a residential home for sale. I know which home that is. So no, now let's talk about this. Does that give it away when you say Mississauga Restaurant? Can you tell which restaurant that is? No. If I said it was, and I'm going to have 3 answers to this question. I'm going to ask everyone again. 3 answers. Yes, no, or I don't know. If I said that this restaurant was at the corner of Dundas and Huron, Ontario, does that give it away? How many people say yes?
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many people say no? I got a couple. How many don't know? And we have a couple there. In actual fact, the answer is yes. Can anybody tell me the reason why? There's only a few properties. How long would it take you to go to 3 restaurants at that corner and talk to the owners? Half an hour? Half an hour. You can go talk to the 3 owners. If the commission is 10%, which it is on businesses, that's $35,000. And because you, with your tongue, you told them approximately where it is, they figured out they can go direct. They go right around behind your back. And sometimes they'll smile in your face and then go behind your back. So lawyers have confidential information. Doctors have confidential information. Accountants have confidential information. This is our confidential information I suggest for our profession. We're all in this together. I call everyone here my business family. This is our confidential information. You don't give the information of where it is. How about this one? Toronto Triplex 750. Does that give it away? No. If I said it's a corner of Ossington and Bloor next to the Pizza, does that give it away? Okay, let's move on. Lindsay, Esso gas station. Does that give it away? Why? I know you know. Why does that give it away?
Franchise?
1 second, because I know you know this. Pardon me?
I'd say no, it's a franchise.
Okay.
I mean, it does give it away because it's a franchise right there, so I would say.
That's part of it.
No,
What were you going to say?
Small town, maybe just a 1 SO gas.
It's just 1 Esso gas station. He's got it in Lindsay. That's it. So you accidentally gave it away as a realtor. What you should say is maybe branded gas station 1 hour to Toronto. Or 2 hours, whatever it is. How about the shopping center? Does that give it away? How many say yes? How many people say no? How many people don't know? And why does it give it away? There's only one. Okay? So you have to think when you work information. If you're not sure, who can you ask? You bet. You make sure he can ask me. Okay, let's move on. Okay, people, that covers information. Now we're going to show you these widgets, and we're going to start to wind down here. But this is very exciting what I'm about to show you. What I did is I pulled up a bunch of Brampton websites, and I'm going to show them to you. And one of the things we also teach is the shortcuts bar on your computer. Up at the top of the computer, let me just start at the main website. But you're going to see a button up here called Brampton on the site. And I'm going to right click on that, and I'm going to open it in what is called a tab group. And bingo, look at that up at the top of the screen. All those websites are opening up simultaneously, instantly. Bingo, all at once. I just opened up 10 websites. I didn't have to type them in at all because I had put them there previously. Now I'm going to go to one of the first ones just for fun. So here's an example of a website, and there's going to be all different kinds of websites here. This happens to be Rav Maradia, and there's lots of listings to search MLS properties, etc. But he's also got a commercial property search button down here that when you click on it, it brings up the listings, and he's got an older page from ICIWorld. We actually have a newer one that fits mobile phones. Nevertheless, this still works. And if you go down the page on his particular page, and if you happen to click on, let's say, Brampton on his website, and you could be a residential realtor, and bingo, all of this information comes up on the screen.
And you update that? You put that information
You
on
do.
his?
Each and every one of you keeps your information. You're the one. Today, there's probably 50 listings have gone in, maybe this morning. They're automatically going on the system all the time. Real estate people, you go to your computer, he could be putting one on the listing. He could be putting on one right now through the laptop. It's real easy. You just click on add a listing and fill in the blanks and things.
That's after you're a member. And
After you're a member, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Now, the other thing is that here's the big deal, though. Here's something that's exciting. Here's a home. Here's a detached home for $759,900. First, and if somebody tries to click on that, they can't do it. People get excited. Everybody should be jumping up and down. I'm going to get the call. You're going to get the call. If this is on your website, you're the one that gets the call. Can you see the value and the benefit in that?
Yeah.
If you don't have it, you have zero chance to trigger a lead. You spend all this money on websites, all this money learning everything. This is the final thing that finally starts to trigger the lead, and they have to call you because they can't click on it. I have a question. Go ahead. Question. Go ahead. First, you, because she was finishing. Question. Go ahead. Do it next.
Can it be on your homepage?
You bet you can.
Okay, good.
It should be. What you're getting at is it should be prominent, so that people get to see it, along with everything else. Question.
Just need to be clear on, you can advertise that without having a listing? Or no?
These
You must
property.
have-
This is
you must-
information, and the only way I
These are
would know
listings.
if that's listed or not, I would have to go into the listing. We have a little button called Control, and it might say MLS or it might say Exclusive.
Right. But these are listings, or no?
Opportunities being advertised by other realtors.
Okay, but they're not our listings. Okay, I just need to.
They're not necessarily listing. About 75% of the listings, if you can see this right here, I don't know if you can see that from the back. We have about 30,000 listings. 75% of them are exclusive.
Okay.
Okay? So about 20. In other words, when you're a member, this is a global classified ad service, just like in a newspaper, but it's on the internet and it's owned by realtors. Okay? We own it. It belongs to realtors. And therefore, what happens is you can advertise your listings and you can advertise opportunities. You can do both. You got it? All right, let's move on. So that's one website. Let me go to another one. Now he's also got, let me just close that, go to another web. So here's another website. And you notice he's got a residential button. And he's got residential, and what's that say? 50% exclusive. So I'm going to click on it. And there it is, it comes up. Now if I want to go down and select the world area, Canada, and I could choose Ontario, and I could choose Greater Toronto, and I could choose any city. We're in Brampton. Let's choose Brampton. And you'll notice that there's another button here that says listings. You can search them less than 1 month old, 3 months old, 6 months old. For residential, in a hot market, you'll probably make it 1 month. But the reason why you want to do this is because there could be even properties coming for sale. You can change it to haves or wants. You could search either one. And if you were searching cottages, not in Brampton, you could go to this keyword search and say, I want waterfront properties. You can actually search waterfront properties. People can search waterfront properties from your website. I'll show you that in a moment. Let's just go ahead and do this one. I'm going to use any age here for purposes of demonstration to show you that if I sort them by price, what do the listings look like for residential? There they are. There's an assignment sale. That's exclusive. So haves and wants. There's a property coming for sale. That's exclusive. It's not on the real estate board. Give him a call. He'll probably tell you once he gets the listing signed, then he'll call you back and you can make an appointment and go show it. So that's how it works. It can trigger leads from your website. Now, commercial. I want to show you something specific for residential people here. This is the reason I'm showing it. Is it possible, if you have a residential website, that someone might want to invest in real estate to buy a duplex, a triplex, or a small apartment building? Is that possible? Does anybody say it's impossible? Good. You bet it's possible. Somebody could come to your website, especially if you tell them. If you're talking to a lawyer and he's looking to invest in real estate, you send him to your residential website, but you tell him to click on Ontario Commercial and tell them to click on apartment buildings. And when they do, would you like to have all of these apartment buildings come up on your website? How many people would like to have the apartment buildings on your website? There you go. Now, here's what's interesting. You're a residential salesperson and somebody is interested in one of these buildings. Here it is, coming for sale. This happens to be a detached home. Let me try to find something that's really strange. Okay, here's one in St. Catharines for $1.4 million. Somebody calls you on a listing and says, I'm interested in that building for $1.4 million in St. Catharines. Can you help me? What are you going to say?
Yes.
Yes, I can help you. You got it. And you can say, I will have someone call you back. And then you're going to get that message number that's over there, and you're going to go look it up to see who's got it. You want me to show you how that's done? That's okay. We don't have to, because in the essence of time. You call that broker, and you say, I have a lead for you. Is a 25% referral commission okay with you? Got it? Anybody want me to repeat it? Okay, you got it. Somebody calls you on a listing on your website. It could be in Florida. What are you going to do? You call the broker in Florida. What do you say?
I got a guy that wants to buy a place. Will you give me a referral?
That's at 25%.
Why not?
You can choose any percentage you want, people. I'm just taking that out of the air. There's a comment. Maybe not. It may be a listing, but it may not be a listing. What you do is, if it's you get your referral forms that you use in your office. Does anyone here not have a referral form in their office? Okay, everybody's got referral forms.
Yes.
If you don't have it, you call your broker of record or your manager and you say, I need some referral forms because I'm about to get ready to do some referrals. Because when you put this on your website, this can trigger leads to do referrals. Referring broker, receiving broker, the date, some details about the property, etc. And usually in triplicate, you send it to them, you've got a copy, and that's it. I did a seminar at Keller Williams, and the broker in the office showed me a $10,000 check he got from doing a referral to somebody in Windsor. So you can be doing referrals. We have one broker in Peterborough who has done 15 referrals. 15. He made $45,000 for doing 15 referrals. How long does it take to do 15 referrals at 5 minutes each?
Does the client have to sign off on the referral?
You talk to your broker of record, anything to do with referrals. But as far as I'm concerned, you can just do a referral and have them call the client directly. You know,
So you're
you
saying-
already told them on the phone that you would have somebody call them back. So that's what these listings can do on your website. Let's show you.
Second.
Yeah, go ahead, question.
This gentleman was asking, that
Okay.
if it's listed, shouldn't I get the cooperating broker's fee? Is that what you were asking?
Oh, absolutely.
That's what I'm
But
gonna get,
that's if you
25%.
If you represent them, so if you show.
Well,
the
you're
property,
representing the buyer.
But if you're not showing it, you're out of town, they're out of town, you send it to either the listing agent or somebody and you take a referral from what they earn, 25% of what they earn.
Okay.
Okay, there's another example of website. These websites are all made by different companies. What's this one here? This one is made by our company. It's called, our company, the one that we work with is called Point Two. Has anybody ever heard of Point Two? Anybody have a Point Two website? You have one? Yeah. It's a company originally out of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, and they've helped create over 46,000 real estate websites for professionals like ourselves here in this room. ICIWorld is an official distributor, an official educator, and we're also a first line of support, so you get 2 levels of support. The websites are free for 1 month. After 1 month, they're $19 a month, or you can keep it for $199 per year. And websites are like billboards. You all can have more than one if you want. You can link them together. And as long as they're triggering leads, then why not? Residential homes, just to give you an example, we install the TREB MLS listings on your website. This is what it looks like. We do this for brokers in Florida, California, British Columbia. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. We have a way. They're just links. They're just links, people, and we're specialists at links and doing different things. Now, when it comes to pictures, these websites come with pictures from other brokers that belong to this particular service, and you're going to see the listings come up on the screen. And what's beautiful about this is this website is mobilized. Let me just kind of reduce some of these other things on the screen. This is like a mobile website that I'm going to show you here. And when people come to your website, let me go back. I'm going to click on the hamburger button at the top and start at the main page. This is what it looks like. Nice, clean, straightforward. Okay? Now, from a broker's point of view, from a salesperson's point of view, I suggest that it's these listings that are what's important. It's the listings that people are looking for. The 90% of the people on the internet, they're searching for these listings. They're on this website. So if they happen to click on Brampton, Mississauga, Caledon, which is a special button that we made for him, we tailor it for you. You want waterfront properties, you can end up having it. All those kinds of things. People can click on Brampton, Mississauga, and up comes the homes in Brampton, Mississauga. Isn't that wonderful? Now, when somebody clicks on that particular property, what they're going to see is they're going to see your picture and the picture of all these homes coming up. You tell me if this isn't the, I'm calling this the ultimate in marketing on the internet. Do you agree or disagree?
You don't see the listing agent, or is that the listing agent?
That's not the listing agent.
So you don't see the listing agent?
No. However, way down at the bottom of the listing, you're going to see that it's brokered by another company down here. So if you want to, if somebody really, really, really wants to bypass you on the listings with the pictures, they can. Okay? And that's similar to other services out there. But in the meantime, your name comes up here. That is another reason to answer your phones, people, right away. When somebody calls you, you don't know, because when they call this gentleman, if he doesn't get back to him, he's going to call somebody else to try to get more information, right? You know, they try to call everybody because they want it right away. But I'm calling this the ultimate in marketing on the internet. Would all of you like to have this home, which could be exclusive, would you like to have this home on your website? Yeah. So one way to do it is by having one of the websites that's created by us right here. And if you look at advertising dollars, it's basically $199 for the whole year, and you've spent tens of thousands of dollars to get where you are. You can have residential, and you can have commercial, and you can have the FSBOs. Watch this. These are FSBO listings from ICIWorld. If somebody clicks on Brampton, these listings are coming in from the public. Would you like to have those listings on your website? I'm suggesting that every single website that is out here that puts this stuff on it, you should trigger leads. Now I have one last question. If you are not getting calls, is it because of the listings, or is it because you're getting little or no traffic to your website? Traffic. Everyone agree it's the traffic. Once you have this, they can't click on the listing. They have to call you. There's no choice. All right, let's go. Let's move on. And to give you an example, there's another website. So it goes to show you now, she's got a nice button here called residential and commercial. And you can click on the for sale by owner. You can click on the commercial. There's one called World Commercial. And if I was to click on that one, yes, somebody could be on your residential website. And when you click on it, there they all come up. And people cannot click on these things. You know, all of these wants that are on here, people, there's another major benefit for you. When you're talking to people and all your family and members and everybody, they wonder, you know, how many buyers do you really have? You know, because everybody is in the business, but there you can actually show them on your website that you're plugged in to all of these buyers. When you can show them all the wants that are on your website, this can actually help you get listings. What else do we have here? Another website. There's another sample website. And they've all got, you know, these buttons here: residential, haves and wants, commercial, businesses, even businesses you'll have. Watch this. If somebody wants a restaurant, you tell them to click on businesses on your website and click on restaurants. I don't know anything faster in the world than what I just showed you. There they all are. And if you're talking to a restaurant owner and paying for your meal, let them know you got, I don't know how many, there's 186 buyers and sellers of restaurants on your website. Let them know. If he calls you, just do a referral if you don't want to sell it. Okay, that's good. Let's finish up here. Now, people ask me, you know, how much does this service really cost? Well, we've got something really special here to show you. Never been done before that I know of. To make the service literally free once you join. Let me just go right to it. Hang on 1 second. We're covering that. Okay, that screen up there, the second screen at the far right. Oh, there's a sample of the gentleman that I was talking to on the phone at the beginning. There's a Windsor website showing how it's mobilized and how many people are using it and how much it actually costs. But learning how to promote your website, every day you can go to the events section on ICIWorld and you can listen to how to promote your website. Know our pledge, never go longer than 90 days without doing a deal. But what happened to the screen? Oh, there it is there. This is exciting, people. I have these corporate cards for all of you. Okay, when you become a member, if and when you become a member. These corporate cards entitle you to discounts. Over 200 vendors, entertainment, food, travel. The examples that I have was, I just talked to this gentleman yesterday, Robert Deco, and he got this card at Realtor Quest. He's already saved $220 US by saving on a rental in San Francisco. There's other people that just saved $200 on a Lenovo laptop. Canada's Wonderland, I think it's up to 40%. And all kinds of certain Swiss chalets. There's ice cream cones. Like, there's all kinds of vendors that are on this thing. It literally can save you and your family literally hundreds of dollars throughout the year if you use it. And if you save a couple $100, did that just make the service free? If you save a couple $100?
Is it US ones?
Let's get this clear. If you save $200, $300, $400 on this card by joining ICIWorld, forget the ICIWorld service. Just by the savings on this card, you can save more than the price of membership. And you can have a membership on ICIWorld to advertise globally all year long. I'm suggesting it's not free. You join, and then it becomes free. Am I right or wrong? I'm asking for some feedback.
Right. You're right.
Okay. All right. Never before done, is it? Isn't that pretty neat? Now, there's another way that you can have it free, and it's called the referral sponsorship program. We looked at it. We said I could have 6 salespeople going out and selling this broker to broker to broker. we would have to double, triple, quadruple the price of the network to pay for the sales of that. And who's going to pay for that? It's you that would have paid for it. So I said the best salespeople are the members of the society, yourselves. You mention it to somebody else in the office, and then when your renewal comes up next year for $319, because it's $319 per year for everyone, we will reduce your membership to $240 if you refer just one person to the service. A lot of brokers say, Gary, what happens if I get 4 more joining? Well, we give you 3 months onto your membership for each one. So if you got 4 people to join, we actually add a year onto your membership. It's free for the year. If you just refer somebody, just tell somebody else about it. They get a card too. The interesting thing is, when you tell someone else about it, they can join for $240 for 1 year, not $319, as long as they mention your name. So if they mention your name and they say, so-and-so told me about your service, and we'll give it to them for $240 for 1 year. And the same day that they join, we will send you an email letting you know that somebody joined using your name. So between the sponsorship program, right here, referring, plus this a card, which we just got at Realtor Quest, May 30th, we're giving it out to every member now. Every member gets one of these. That sort of helps defray the price of the service. However, where you really make the money is selling properties and doing referrals. So you make money by doing referrals and selling properties. We now have people who have actually made over $1 million on this service. All kinds of people, a couple $100,000, and all kinds of people, tens of thousands of dollars. So everyone can make it, and if you're not doing it every 3 months, you let us know. What do you do now? If you're interested in joining, I have a special for you. The normal price to join is $319. Can everyone pick out the application form, please? Oh, by the way, evaluation. Can everyone pull out this evaluation form? It's called evaluation. Everybody should have a copy. Can we make sure everyone's got a copy of that, the evaluation? And do you mind taking 1 minute in consideration of me coming here and doing this seminar for you, just to fill this in on, just take 1 minute to kind of fill that in. If you don't have a copy, put up your hand, we'll get you one. And I really want to thank you ahead of time, because I use this to help me doing more seminars, to make these seminars really count for you. Does anybody need another one? Evaluation? Everybody got it? Let me know when you're finished. And I'm going to tell you what the special is. How many people are finished? Just put up your hand when you're finished. We got one finished. I've got 1 finished so far. 2. I want to thank you very much for taking the time to fill that in too. Anyone else? I only got 2 finished so far. 2 there. Okay. Now I'm going to give you the special to join ICIWorld. You'll see on the screen that there's a special on now today at a special place called NREILS.com. I'm going to click on that. And what you're going to see is a new website come up called the National Real Estate Information Listing Service. This is a new website. Again, it's very fast, quick, and easy. In fact, I'll just kind of go down the page a little bit and let everyone just kind of look at what's going on here. You'll see all these different things going on this particular website. This is a brand new website which I'm just introducing. And everyone seems to like it better than all of our other websites. All of these are simply tools, just like you go to Canadian Tire and you have a tool. When you go to join today is where I'm going to suggest that anybody that is interested in the special, you must go to join today. I'm going to click on it and show you what you see. And what you see is 4 steps here. Join, number 1. And you're going to notice, what does that say, people? What's the price? Can you see it from there? Normal price on your form, if you get your form out, normal price is how much on your form? $3.19. And what does the special on your form say? $2.40. And the special on the screen is how much? $2.40 for how long? 18 months, people. That's the special. And if you notice, I put it up there for the Brampton special for attendees of the seminar at the Brampton Real Estate Board. So in other words, you can either go on your phone, join from your phone right now, or you can join from a computer, and there it is, $2.40 for 18 months. That's number 1. Number 2, does everyone have a copy of the orientation file? There's an orientation file. It's called orientation. Right here. You see the word orientation? Does everyone have that? How many people in the room are interested in joining right now? How many? Here? 2, 3, 4, 5? Okay. We got 5, 6, 7, and the other 2 are already members. 8? Anyone else? Okay. You make sure you have this orientation form. This is like a pilot's checklist for a broker to get you going. Now, one thing I would like to do is you're going to see something special called step 3, which is make an appointment. You should make an appointment before you go, and when you sign up, if you're able to do it now, we will give you your corporate card right now. You get your corporate card. This is a discount card. You can start using it right away. That completes my session for today, people. I'm going to be up front here, and the ladies that I'm with today, they can help you out with a few questions as well. I'm going to put some of this stuff back, and I want to thank you for having me in here today, and I appreciate the opportunity to be here to share this stuff with you. Thank you so much.
So I'm interested in joining it today. Actually, in 20 minutes, so I'm gonna go.
Okay,
And
do it
then I'll
for
go on there, and
Okay,
I'm
beautiful.
gonna,
Here's what I'm going
I'm
to
a 6 and
You know what I'm gonna do?
SRES, so I want to.
do. Oh, okay. I'm going to do something.
Anything international.
I'm going to do something special for you. I'm going to give you your card now so I don't have to mail it.
Yeah, I really.
Hang on 1 second. I got to
need
stop
something.
this recording. Where do I stop the recording? Oh my God. Oh, there it is. Stop the recording. Okay, people. Everyone's got the information on how to join online as well. You've got the opportunity to do it right now. Okay, everyone that is listening at home, the most important thing to do is follow these 4 directions that you have right here. And the question is, how do you make an appointment? You click on make an appointment. It's at the top of all our websites. 10 minutes before your time, you click on webinar workshops, and our 2 computers will be connected, and we're going to be talking either over the telephone or over the internet. Just simply make an appointment. We cannot have 30 people calling in at one time. We'd have 4 people. We'd have to have customer service people answering the phone at one time. That'd cost an extra $160,000 a year. However, we can easily make 30 appointments. And the reason is you only really need 1 or 2 appointments, and you're good to go to advertise, to do all this stuff, have your website working. It's literally just a one-time setup. After that, the only 2 things you do is search from time to time, and you post ads from time to time, show property, and make money. That's what it's all about.